Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, so it is time for us to do our Mopar Monday as usual. And today we got some muscle cars from Greenlight, and there's some older releases too. I've been picking up some of the older ones because they are the ones that look stock and they don't have all of this like pop culture stuff on them. A lot of the stuff we got nowadays being released have pop culture things on them, or they're more of like a modern style muscle car, or maybe something that typically you wouldn't see in the late 60s or early 70s. They're still releasing some, but just not what I'm looking for. It's far and few between when we get a Mopar muscle car like from 1968 to 1971 released in a stock variation. So I've been trying to pick up some of the older ones to put in Mr. Norm's dealership lot, and I'm trying to make it a little bit more vibrant with a lot of high impact colors. I have my lot's full now, but I have a lot of like conservative colors like dark greens, blacks, dark blues, bronze, brown, stuff like that, and half of it, the other half is high impact. Around the dealership is all high impact. I've been trying to get all 1971 cars around the front to make it look like maybe the summer of like 1971, something like that. So nothing in the diorama will be newer than 1971. So the cars that I got to unbox for you guys today will be going in that car lot or dealership lot, and I will be doing a video on that when I get it updated. I should probably be done with that in 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. But first on our agenda for today is this beauty here. This is from Muscle Cars Garage. I think it is Series 8. Yes, Series 8. And this is a very beautiful 69 Dodge Daytona. I have a few Daytonas, and only I think one or two are high impact colors. This will really help in the Daytona lineup. And those other conservative colors is bright orange with the white tail stripe. This is even bright for Mopar. I don't recall one being this bright of an orange in 1969. Let's get him out and take a better look at him. I've already cut along the back side of these packages to get him out. And this is just a list that tells you what was released in this Series 8. I'll go over that first. You had a 64 Plymouth Fury, 64 Chevelle SS, a 69 Dodge Charger Daytona, your 69 Plymouth Roadrunner convertible, a 70 Ford Mustang Coupe, and a 70 Plymouth AAR Cuda. So they did have a lot of cool cars when they first started out. They still have a lot of cool cars. It's just catering more to, I would say, like the late 70s and 80s now with their releases. They still do pop out one of their older castings every now and then. Like, for example, their Hobby Shop series coming up. This new series coming up in, I think it's August. We'll have a Plymouth Trailblazer, or not Trailblazer, Trail Duster, sorry, in the lineup. That's late 70s, but it's been a while since we got one of those in one of their releases. So this guy here is beautiful. Love the white letter tires and the Stilly rims that are color matched to the body color with the dog dish caps. I always really liked the detail Greenlight did on this car. M2 does a very nice job on theirs too. I guess the downside of the Greenlight one some people complained about, but I don't too much, is the extra wide tires in some of their early releases, and they're actually still doing it on some of their releases, but whenever you have it in a diorama or something, you don't really see it too much, and especially in a display case, if you have like side profiles, like in this case back here, you'll never notice it. I guess in some like photographs that people do, they will see them, but for the most part, it doesn't bother me. And this guy, I think, has a 440 in it, maybe. Oh, no, I guess they're saying it's got a Hemi. Usually when the valve covers are painted black, I guess that's how they were supposed to represent the Hemi, but it does look pretty small to be a Hemi. The valve covers are pretty narrow, But that's one thing I did have against Greenlight. Some of their engines are way too small for the car, especially their Mopars, and this is one of them. But I don't usually display them with the hoods open anyways. They usually are closed up, and that's it. Excuse me, guys, I had to take a drink of something a little dry today. So next on the list is a 70 Plymouth GTX. And yeah, it's not a Dodge for our Mr. Norm's Grand Spalding Dodge diorama, but I have like the parking lot, the car lot with Plymouth and Dodges, because it could have been traded in and such. I know some people told me to even mix it up with some GM stuff and Ford stuff, and it would probably be more accurate, actually, because I'm sure a lot of people with Chevys and Pontiacs and Ford or Mercuries came in and traded their cars in for a Mopar occasionally, but I just want to keep it simple and do nothing but Mopar, Plymouth, and Dodge. So that's why I picked this guy up, and plus this vibrant green. And this is, they put the color on here, which is cool. It's Limelight, and it's a very pale, lime pale, I guess is another way to say it. And then this is from Muscle, no, it is not Muscle Car Garage. This is GL Muscle Series 7. And on the back of this one, they give you the card. You can see the back of this photo card that they have. And it gives you some stats on the car, what year it was. It was 1970, horsepower 375. This is a 440 car. And then it's 0 to 60 is 6.5. And their casting for Greenlight is GL029, sort of 29th casting, I guess. And the line GL Muscle Series 7, color Limelight. And then it just tells you a little bit about the car, which I'm not going to go over. To cut this a little bit shorter for you. But the cards are cool. Even like when I decide to finally throw away these clamshells, if I plan on never like putting them back in the packages and just displaying them in the diorama or in the display case, I still keep the cards. I pull them out and put them in a little box to hang onto them because they are pretty cool. They have the pic of the car with the stats on the back. So this guy looks really good. The only one thing I wanted to point out on the picture, it had the air grabber. As you can see, the air grabber opened up there. The casting didn't, though, unfortunately. It's just got like the bulge hood, which is still cool. It looks like a good-looking hood. It kind of reminds me of like a cowl induction hood in a way, but it's not as, I don't know, the 70 Chevelle cowl induction hood was probably no higher than that. Maybe a little bit, but that's what it reminds me of, your bulge hoods. Love the 70s with the flat front end. You have your lights, marker lights there, and your quad headlights in the front, the GTX emblem in the grille. And this one here, this is not too bad for the motor from Greenlight. This actually looks pretty good. So yeah, it looks like a 440. And it's pretty well to scale with the vehicle. Mopar rallies with the white letter tires, the white stripe going into the vents, the ducts or scoops, whatever you want to call them, on the quarter panel. That was another thing I liked about 70. And then your flat back end with the tail lights, Plymouth written across the rear valence there, and then your backup lights in the bumper, and then your exhaust. I'm sorry, that's probably the exhaust tips, not the backup lights. Sorry. No, it actually is the backup lights. I'm sorry. It is the exhaust tips underneath. I'm still tired this morning, guys. I just woke up and found out the video I already recorded for today did not meet YouTube qualifications because there was music playing in the background, and the music that was playing in the background, they have copyright infringement things on it. So you had to either get permission from the artist or you just delete the video and redo it. So that's what I did. I deleted and redid it. So anyways, and it's only 6:30 in the morning here, so I'm still half asleep. So anyways, this is your Muscle Car Garage series, and I believe this is series 4. Yeah, series 4. In this lineup, you had a 63 Chrysler 300J, and then the custom version, 64 Plymouth Fury Max Wedge with a custom version, your 65 or 66 Dodge Hemi Coronet, your 71 Dodge Charger Super B, which is this guy here, the 2006 Dodge Charger SRT 8, and then a concept of the Dodge Challenger, 2006 Dodge Challenger concept, which looks like the 0708 Challengers. But anyways, each one of the versions has a custom version of it. So that was one thing like the earlier releases did, but the Series 8 that we unboxed at the Daytona, I don't think they had any kind of custom variants. It was just all stock variants when they got up that high. So let's get this guy out and take a look at him. And yeah, the earlier cards, well, that was the GL Muscle that had the stats on it. The other one with the Daytona also would just be a picture card on the front and back. But this guy here is one of my favorites to collect from Greenlight. I'm trying to get all of them that are stock versions, nothing that is pop culture stuff, just the earlier stock variants. And I think I have all the Super Bs now except for the orange one that was in the 2-pack with the 06 Daytona. And the Daytona was in a lime green, like sassy grass green, something like that. And then the Super B was in, it was a little lighter than Hemi orange, but it was a light orange color, really nice looking car. That's the only Super B I think I'm missing now. Still missing a few RTs, so yeah, but they did a fantastic job on this. M2 does a nice job, but here's my beater M2. It's the only thing that I say with M2, it just looks like the spacing between the B pillar and the wheel opening is a little bit too thin back there. But still not a bad looking casting. They nailed it on this one though. This is perfect proportions, how thick it is on the quarter panel there, going to the quarter glass, the B pillar width. Really sharp looking car. They did a great job with this. And this has the open air grabber on it, which is pretty cool. And the engine scaling on this one, it's not too bad. A little better than what the Daytona had. Yeah, I'd say it's okay, because the motors did set way back. You had a lot of space up here, like 12 inches of nothing in the front fenders before you hit the radiator on these cars. There's a lot of room. Really cool looking car in the red. And it has like a charcoal finish base on it. And this is a very, very low number, 81. So, really cool car to put in the lineup in the front of the dealership. And last but not least is actually my first 69 Charger for my recent Mopar collection and for the dealership car lot. And this is a pretty cool one. This is before they had the Barrett-Jackson series. This is when they were first starting out. They had the Speed Channel series. And I have a Super B, a 71 Super B from that series that we unboxed maybe a month or 2 months ago. And it was from, I think, Muscle Car Garage. Well, this is one from Barrett-Jackson. Their 69 Dodge Charger RT. And on the back, it doesn't really tell you much about the car. It tells you about Barrett-Jackson and when it was established. They were established in 71, and they've been doing this ever since, and blah, blah, blah. But pretty cool. I wish it had more of the car stats on it than the Barrett-Jackson history. But nowadays, I think the picture cards, if they still have them in the package, they do tell you a little bit about the car, that particular car, and how much it sold for, and all of that. So let's get the 69 out and take a look at him. And as I said, this is my first 69 for the car lot. I have a couple 68s and some 70s, but didn't have any 69s, which I was kind of surprised. This one is a nice older release. The only downside when I opened it, there's a little paint run there on the quarter panel. That's from the factory, but besides that, it's a really, really nice looking car with the red paint, with the Magnum 500 wheels, the red line tires, black vinyl top, with a white interior. and no runs on this side. And when you pop the hood, this is one that has the little itty bitty motor in it, as I say. But this looks like your regular 440, like Commando with the 4 barrel. But still, I'll take it. I ordered another one that's actually a recent release from, I think, last year in the Barrett Jackson lineup. Actually, I have 2 Chargers coming in that lineup. The Limelight 70 Charger and then a B5 Blue 69 Charger. I have those coming. They should be here maybe next week or something. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. We got 4 high-impact Mopars for you that will be going in the diorama. And as I said, as soon as I get everything switched around with these newer orders that I have and get them unboxed for you, we'll put them in the car lot and see how it looks. I'm not selling any of my Mopars. I just like switching them around every now and then. And I noticed I really didn't have a lot of high impact colors that could fill the whole parking lot. That's what I'm trying to go for this time. But anyways, guys, it's going to be a long video now. So anyways, have a great week, and I will be back maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. I just want to make a video of the new Zamac releases that I found at Walmart yesterday. So we'll be doing that for you guys this week. And then Friday, we'll be back for our Free Friday as usual. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you maybe tomorrow or Wednesday.